the first presenter is me. I want to explain about first material, genre. Definition of genre. Genre is a type of art, literature, or music characterized by a specific form, content, and style. The division of a particular art form or content and style according to criteria suitable for a particular form. For example, literature has three main genres: epic or fiction, poetry, drama. And all of these genres have particular features and functions that distinguish them from one another. Therefore, readers need to know which genre categories they are reading to understand the message conveyed. And the next is about function of genre. Different genres have different rules. For example, fiction and dramatic genres help students and writers learn and improve their communication skills. A poetic genre, on the other hand, enhance imaginative and emotional power of the readers. Non-fictional texts and essays help readers develop analytical and persuasive capabilities. Function of genre. The major function of genre is to establish a code of behavior between the writers and audience and keep the readers informed about the topic discussed or the themes presented. Okay, the next second presenter. Time is yours.
Continue from the first presenter, I'd like to explain about the types of genre. There are 5 types of genre. The first is poetry. Poetry is a form of text that follow a meter and read with each line and syllable. It is further subdivided into different genres, such as epic poem, narrative, romantic, dramatic, and lyric. Dramatic poetry includes melodrama, tragedy, and comedy, while other poems include ode, sonnet, elegy, ballad, song, and epic. Poetry uses stanzas and lines instead, such as villanelle, sonnet, and haiku. The second is drama. Drama is a form of text that is performed in front of an audience. It is called a play. It is written text containing dialogue and stage directions. And the third is prosa. Prosa is a form of language that has an informal rhythm structure. Prose focuses on characters and plot rather than focusing on sound. It is further categorized into essays, speeches, sermons, and interpretations. The fourth type of genre is fiction. Fiction has 3 categories that are realistic, non-realistic, and semi-fictions. Usually, fiction work is not real and therefore authors can use complex figurative language to touch readers' imaginations. It comprises some important elements such as plot, expositions, foreshadowing, rising action, climax, falling action, and resolution. And the last type of genre is non-fiction. Non-fiction is a vast category that also has sub-genres. It could be creative like a personal essay or factual like a scientific paper. It might tell a story like biographies, diaries, memories, journals, mysteries, and romance. And all about genre in this presentation according to literary-devices.net. Okay, the next material is about text type. Definition of text type. According to Central Reverse Area Education, the definition of text type is texts are written for a variety of purposes using different form and standard of compositions. Everything that written or written document or form of writing are known as text type.
Continue the explanation about text type. As what the second presenter said, she explained about definition of text type. And now it's my turn as the third presenter to describe about two main of text type. As what I say, there are two main of text type. The first type is factual text and the second type is literary text. Factual text. It is inform, instruct, or persuade by giving facts and also information. And about literary text, it is entertain or elicit an emotional response by using language to create mental image. In the first type of two main of text type, or in the factual text, it can be divided into 6 parts. There are factual description and also factual recount, and then information report, and then procedure, and then procedural report, and the last is explanation. For the first type, it's about factual description. The purpose of factual description is describe a place or thing using facts. And the feature of factual description: first, begin with introductory statement. Second, systematically describes different aspects of the subject. And last, may end with a concluding sentence. The example of factual description is landscape description and others. And then the second type is factual recount. The purpose of factual recount is retells events which have already happened in time order. And the features of factual recount is first, begins with an background information, who, when, where. Second, describes the series of events in time order. And last, might end with a personal comment. The example of factual recount is historical report. And the third type is information report. The purpose of information report is classifies, describes, and gives factual information about peoples, animals, things, or phenomena. And then the features. The features of information report, first of all, begin with a general classification or definition. Second, list a sequence or related information about the topic. And last, ends with a concluding comment. The example of information report is fact about wells and others. The fourth type is about procedure. The purpose of procedures is gives instruction on how to make or do something. And then the features. The features of procedure, first of all, begins with a statement of goal or could be the title. And then lists materials needed in order of use. Third, gives a series of steps of instruction in order. And last, each instruction begins with a verb in the present tense. The example of procedures is recipes, instructions, and also manuals. Next type, it's about procedural recount. The purpose of procedural recount is tells how something was made of done in time order and with accuracy. The features of procedural recount, first of all, begins with a statement of what was made or done. Second,
was made in order, and lastly, written in the past tense. And the example of procedural recount. First, documentaries, and also retelling a science experiment, and also its result. Last type of factual text is about explanation. The purpose of explanation is explains how or why something happens. The features of explanation. First of all, start by naming the topic. Second, describes item related to the topic in the right order. The third, explains how the item relate to each other and to the topic. The fourth may end with a concluding statement, and also may include visual image, for example, flowchart and diagrams, which support what is written in words. And lastly, written in the present tense. The example of explanation are the life cycle of butterfly, and also how gears work, and also label diagrams, and lastly a flowchart. Move on to the another types of the text type. What is that? It is a literary text. In the literary text, it is also can divide into 5 parts. What is that? It is first of all literary description. Second of all, literary recount. Third, personal response. Fourth, review, and lastly, narrative. First of all, literary description. The purpose of literary description is to describe people, characters, places, events, and things in an imaginative way. The features of literary description. First of all, describes characteristic features of the subject, for example, physical appearance, behavior, and also often forms part of other pieces of writing. The example of literary description. Description of a character or setting within a story. Move on to the next type of the types of text types. What is that? That is literary types. In the literary types, there are purpose. The purpose is to describe people, characters, places, events, and also things in an imaginative way. The features of literary description are, first of all, describe characteristic features of the subject, for example, physical appearance and also behavior, and then often form parts of other pieces of writing. The example of literary description. Description of character or setting within a story. Next, for the second type is about literary recount. The purpose of literary recount is retells even from novels, plays, films, and personal experiences that entertains others. The features of literary recount are, first of all, begins with background information, for example, character, time, and also place, describes the event in the time order, and last may end with a personal comment about the characters and also event. The example of literary recount, first of all, a recount of a traditional story, for example, The Gingerbread Man. And second, a humorous and credibly interpreted recount of an ordinary incident that actually took place. Moving to the third type, it's about personal response. The purpose of this type is give a personal opinion on a novel, play, or film referring to parts within the passage. The features of these types are, first of all, describes how you feel about a novel, film, book, or play. And then list what did and did not appeal to you. And last, make comment on the features of the writing. The example of these types is what did you like about what at work and why? Describe what you do or do not like this story or poem. Moving to the next type is about review. The purpose of these types is summaries, analyze, and assesses the appeal of a novel, play, or film to a broader audiences. And then the features of these types describes how features, for example, characters, plot, language features, humor, and etc., may or may not appeal. For example of these types is commentary on a film, play, book, and etc. Last type of the literary text is about narrative. The purpose of narrative is tells a story using a series or event. And then the features of narrative. First of all, the scene is set in a time and place and characters are introduced. And then usually has a problem that is addressed. And last, may contain a message for the reader. The example of these types is picture books, cartoons, mystery, fantasy, adventure, science fiction, historical fiction, myth, legend, fables, and others. Moving to the last part of this presentation, it's about discourse. Now, let me explain about the definition of discourse. Discourse is system of thought composed of ideas, attitudes, and course of action, beliefs, and practices that systematically construct the subject and the word of which they speak. It is according to Jacques Lacan and Ferdinand de Saussure. In the similar word, discourse is a same word that have a different expression or different meaning in the different places. That's all about the definition of discourse.
I want to explain about types of discourse. Discourse has 4 types. The first is argument, second is narration, third is description, and the last is exposition. First, argument. Argument is a form of communication meant to convince an audience that the writer or speaker is correct, using evidence and reason. Second is narration. Narration, this form of communication tells a story, often with emotion and empathy involved. Third is description. Description, a form of communication that relies on the 5 senses to help the audience visualize something. The last is exposition. Exposition is used to inform audience of something with relative natural language that it's not meant to persuade or evoke emotion. Next, example of discourse. Discourse has 3 examples. The first is critique discourse, second is expansive discourse, and the third is transactional discourse. About critique discourse. Critique discourse is a type of communication which focuses on the expression of feelings, idea, imagination, and place through specific rhyme and rhythm. The second is expressive discourse. Expressive discourse involves the presentation of facts or the motivating the other. but it's rather a reflection of our emotions that form the foundation of our expression. And the last is transactional discourse. Is the basic aim this kind of discourse is to convert the message in such a way the what is clearly understood without any confusion. Okay, the last is function of discourse. Discourse has two functions. The first is provides a basis to conduct a comparative analysis and frame our perception about different things. The second, discourse provides a distinct style, vocabulary, and presentation which are required to convey the responsive idea to a specific audience.
Okay,